Hello, today we are going to talk about the polar bear. The polar bear is a marine mammal as they spend more of their lives live in the sea ice on the Arctic Ocean. They spend more of the 50% of their lives looking for food. A polar bear can catch only one of two seas of the 10 that they hunt, and this is depending the time of the year and other factors. The polar bears need many amount of fat to survive, and they only feed on the seals. Due to the continued potential loss of its habitats, the sea ice, as a result of the climate change, on May of 2008, the polar bear was considered threatened species in the United States, according to the Endangered Species Act.
Why are polar bears important? Polar bears are at the top of the food chain and play an important role in the overall health of the marine environment. For so many years, polar bears have also been important to the cultures and economies of the communities in the region, so people have always appreciated them so much. Polar bears depend on sea for their survival and are directly affected by climate change. This is why wildlife has been a key indicator of the health of the Arctic. Polar bears have also become a symbol of global change due to the reduction of sea ice in the Arctic that threatens their survival in the region, which causes them to become an endangered species. Threats to polar bears. The loss of their habitat, sea ice due to climate change, toxic waste, litter, etc., is the biggest threat to survival of polar bears. As a consequence of climate change, the ice sheets in the ocean are expected to disappear, making it impossible for polar bears to feed and also be impossible to cause a drug. In this way, lowering your body weight will reduce your chance to survive in Arctic winters without food. However, they also face other threats such as conflict with humans, unsustainably hunting, fossil issues, and their impacts generated by the industry. It is very important that we become aware of the environment and of what we are causing, because it is only the polar bears that are affected. We have to start doing and using things that are environmentally friendly in order to save the planet.
Polar bears and human conflicts. Polar bears sometimes return to land because they have to seek food. Why is that? Because sometimes the water is so polluted and so done with chemical things that they cannot find good good things to eat. Many times they find toxic cases. Due to that, polar bears go to villages for people to steal their food. This ends up badly. Some villagers end up dying or polar bears being killed by their skin and fur. Due to this, humankind and polar bears are in a conflict every single time they see. Polar bears trying to drought the humans in the sea to kill them, and humans uses their weapons to kill them for their fur and skin. Also, the polar bears have migrated to land because of the heat wave and climate change, as I said before. This is causing them to go extinct because humankind, for their sport that they like to hunt in Alaska and the Arctic, they think that they are winning with killing these animals, and that is not the solution for this conflict. So scientists are optimistic if they find a new area of receiving these bears. Alongside the humans, they will endure the species and it will continue to flourish. Industrial impacts. Due to human intervention, the wildlife has come down in number because of humans, because they go to the Arctic for the extraction of fossil fuels. This caused the polar bears to leave their hunting zones and go to villages, where they have fights with the villagers for fight of food. This is a great natural impact because humankind are entering in an environmental ecosystem that is determined and it has its own rules. So if humankind enters, this will provoke a great damage and a severe damage for the polar bears and all the kinds of animals that live there. So, in other words, my conclusion or my advice would be to people, stop hunting the animals. Polar bears are very important species for the Arctic. They are like in the top of the food chain. They are very important for the environment and nature. Please stop. And for those people that are not optimistic and said that they will go extinct, you don't know. No one knows about this.
Now I want to tell you a reflection. So, as all we know, the polar bear is in serious danger of extinction. And if we want to make a change, we have to become aware of the great damage that we are doing to the nature, both to the polar bears and the environment. It can be possible for government and human beings to avoid this disaster. I think that we need special rules, and I think that they are very necessary, so together can avoid this great damage to the nature.